All right, team, super easy and fun classical French techniques today for your Thanksgiving table. We're talking turkey Ballotine. We've given you 3 solid weeks of turkeys. We did the butter gravy turkey, we've done the Hillsboro hot rotisserie turkey, now the turkey Ballotine. We're gonna bone out this bird, stuff it full of all those memories, flavors, and textures that you think of when you think of Thanksgiving. Wrap it up and cook it to perfection on the Kamado Joe. Let's get into the game. First, we take out divide and conquer. We're going to use big block charcoal, mixing a little old with the new there. Okay, that's one of the benefits of natural lump charcoal. And notice how I'm building a little cave. Now all that charcoal is engaged. I'm going to mix it up and put my divide and conquer system with the deflector shields back in. So this is a 350-degree indirect cook. Now I got my turkey. It's about a 12 to 14 pounder. I start on the breast side, on the right side of the keel bone there, and just trace down. Snap that hip joint out and start on the other side. Carve right down that rib cage, a little snap of the hip bone there. We're going to cruise on through that joint and making sure not to cut through the skin. We want to preserve all that skin to meat connection there. Scrape right down the spinal region and snap that out. Now that's good to roast and use for your gravy if you like. Okay, so now we're going to start going around the large joints and then skinning the cat, if you will, just kind of moving that knife in a scraping motion down the bone and kind of taking the meat off of the bone. Okay, we'll take these wings off as well, and those will be lunch for me tomorrow. Now we'll go on with the leg. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Get around the other. Scrape, scrape, scrape. So leg and thigh bones are completely out. Boom. Again, good for stock or for your gravy. There's a little bit of bone still down there, and being very careful not to cut through the skin because that's going to be our exterior canvas. Again, go to where that little joint was and cruise on around it and push all that meat away because we're going to want the meat and not the bones. This turkey has been completely deboned at this point except for this last arm. And you know, this is a great way to tenderize it too. So not only are we tenderizing it through putting these little slashes and slices, but now we're going to kind of shape it up a little bit, put a little plastic wrap over it, and pound it. You can sneak those little tenderloins out if you want to too for lunch while you're doing this. Get it good. Get the rolling pin. Always a good thing. Okay, today we're going to use a little Lane's Barbecue Sweet Heat. I love this on poultry. If you don't have it, add it. Little cranberry in there. And then bringing home the holidays, sage for me. Okay, so fair amount of sage leaves up and down. And then to lock in that cranberry, we're going to put prosciutto so that red doesn't bleed into all the other stuff. This is kind of a fun, salty, savory, protective layer. On goes a little thin sliced Fontina and some roasted sweet potatoes. Next, put a little bit of dressing all around, or stuffing if you like. Beautiful. Loving the colors, loving the textures, loving the smells, and some raw green beans in the house. Okay, and you can put these in different ways. I like to do 2 little highways, and as we roll it up from the leg and thigh all the way to the white meat, we get this gorgeous tube of deliciousness. Okay, little oil on the outside, a little more of that sweet heat. And that's going to help it not only caramelize and season, but it's also going to help us not stick to the aluminum foil, which I'll show you here in a little bit. Yeah, a little seasoning goes a long way. All right, wide roll of plastic here, and this is really important. We're going to shape the Ballotine, and we're just going to put everything in there and let it rest. Notice how I'm crimping the edges, and I've got a nice tube there. We're going to let that rest in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, we're going to season up some aluminum foil with a little bit of our Lane's barbecue seasoning, a little oil, and put that beautiful turkey, boned out, seasoned, stuffed turkey right on, a little more oil, and wrap that baby up. Notice how I'm twisting the ends in different directions here, and that's going to help give it form. This is gorgeous. So on the 350 indirect Kamado Joe right now, and we're going to roast this for about, let's say 25 minutes before we flip it. Again, 350, it's been 25 minutes now. Give it a flip. And why not? Let's just see where we're at. So we're gunning for about 165 Fahrenheit. You can roll it around as much as you want, just try to get even heat. Boom, there we are, 165. Carefully take it off. Now we're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes through the magic of TV. Boom, it's been 10 minutes. Unroll it, making sure that the skin's not stuck. Got a good roasted side there. And I'm cutting this about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. Look at that stuffing. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna use a croissant today to make this a kind of informal presentation. So I've got some whipped potatoes. Let's toast the croissant buns. Nice creamy potatoes here. I'm gonna spread that on the bottom of that croissant and then take a cross section of that Ballotine, little gravy on top for good measure, and a slice of prosciutto. Boom, right on top. That sandwich is delicious. I like to have a little theater there, so let's get some rosemary out of the garden, smoke the top, take it in just like that. The kiddos are gonna go nuts. This is great. All right, more formal presentation. Let's slice the other half. Get our cutting board on here. Knock a little of those whipped potatoes right on board. And then we're gonna shingle our Ballotine. Little cranberry, I saved a little cranberry for presentation. And then what's gonna be better, just top it with that gorgeous gravy. Little chive action there. And that is stunning. You can imagine taking this to the plate, or the table rather, and just setting it down and saying, listen to me, turkey, Ballotine, please enjoy. Or the less formal way of turning into a sandwich, but an elevated sandwich with that wonderful croissant and smoking rosemary. So either way you go, delicious stuff. Let's go ahead and take a bite into it. Oh, stunning. Pretty work, chef. Look at him. He didn't even know what to do with himself. All right, the more formal way, a little cranberry for acid there, a little whipped potato, smells great. Give it a bite. Again, doesn't even know what to do. Where's he going? What's that guy doing? Lunatic. Two super fun ways to do a non-traditional but throwback to a classical French technique of the Ballotine. Happy Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed shooting it, making it, and tasting it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and do leave a comment because I read every single one of them. Again, folks, from my backyard to yours, cheers and happy Thanksgiving.